Well, I had to go to the doctor again the other day. Oh, sorry to hear that. Why did you have to go to the doctor? Well, it was I had to go to the doctor because I had a chronic wind. Oh dear, chronic wind. And what do you recommend for that? He gave me a kite. Very good, is it? And I said, look, doc, I've also got a very bad eye. He looked at it. He said, yes, I can see it's very red. You'll just have to stop reading those giraffe pop-up books. Oh, dear me. Sounds like the same doctor I went to. I went in, I said, look, doctor, I've broken my arm in 6 different places. He said, well, you just have to stop going to those places. Felt very use he was. Well, the one thing I did want to say to you, Titch, is I wasn't too keen on what you said about Yorkshiremen. You shouldn't really. These are just cliches about Yorkshiremen being mean. It's just not true. I mean, I had a great friend who was a Yorkshireman, and he was as generous as the day was long. Of course, we were living in Lapland in winter at the time, but he told me a story, and he said he went up into the attic, and he found 2 white £20 notes that his father had hid in a jam jar up there during the war. And of course, this was in the 70s. It was too late then. They were no longer legal currency. I can tell you he died a broken man. Oh dear. Well, I'm glad you're not, you've got no bias against Yorkshiremen. No, not at all. Well, I just wanted to say a little bit about my dad today. Oh, your dad, yeah? My dad's up there. He's looking down on us somewhere. Oh, really? I didn't realize he was dead. Oh, no, he's not dead. He's just very, very patronising. Yeah, I see. Yeah, and what was your dad like? Was he a good dad? Well, yes, he was, because he worked in the abattoir. People used to say, well, he's hard, he's not a very nice man. But they didn't understand him. He was practical, he didn't believe in all these silly little toys and things like that. He bought me like practical things, like he bought me a gardening set. Oh, gardening set, oh nice. What, a little fork and a little spade? Oh, no. It was a chainsaw and an electric hedge trimmer. Yeah, well, very nice. I had my own bed in the hospital, Anyway, he went away for a little bit after that. But when he came back, he used to take me out on all sorts of adventures. He used to take me up to the top of the local slag heap, and he'd nail my shoes to a plank, and he'd shove me over the side, 600 foot near vertical. And I used to slide down, and sometimes I kept on my feet the whole way down. And the trouble with those occasions was I did used to miss the ride home in the ambulance. Yeah, sounds like a very nice chap, your dad. And what happened after that? Well, he went away for a little while, and but when he came back, he used to visit me every single day after primary school, and he'd have a lovely fresh gin and tonic for me. A gin and tonic? What, when you were at primary school? Yeah, well, he's very thoughtful like that. And when I was in rehab, he used to come in, and he'd always slip me a bottle of absinthe. Absinthe? Absinthe's an absolute deadly drink. It plays havoc with the mind. It plays havoc with the digestion. You know what the French say about absinthe? L'absinthe rend l'épée plus fort. What? Cultured now, folks. What does that mean? It means absence makes the farts grow stronger. I think we have a saying like that, but it's a little less anal. Anyway, again, you know, as I said, he kept going away all the time, and but he was a good dad. He was a good dad. Anyway, let's forget him for a minute, and should we talk about your family? Well, all right. You told me a bit about your dad. What about your granddad? Is your granddad still alive? Oh, no, mate. My granddad's dead, you know. About a month before he died, he smeared lard all over his back. Went downhill very fast after that. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, sorry to hear that. And how about your good wife? Well, my good wife and I, you know, it took us a long time to get established. In fact, it was a very long time before we had sex together. I don't think I wish to know this. Yes, I'm afraid it was. In fact, by the time we had sex, she was not so much deflowered as dead-headed. Anyway, I think of it a lot to do with my bedroom technique. It was pretty lacking, really. I used to shove an ice cube down the front of a nightie and say, "There's the chest freeze you've always wanted." Oh, woman. I can understand why she was. Yeah, well, never mind. What else would you like to tell me about about your wife? Sorry, and I'm dreading this. Well, I did take her on a once in a lifetime holiday. Oh, that was nice. A once in a lifetime holiday. Why was it only once in a lifetime? Well, never again, I can tell you. She insisted I took her around this sewage farm. It was hopeless. There was no farm shop. And then when I said, "Shall we play strip poker just to make life a little more interesting?" Well, I got lousy hands. Couldn't get the chastity belt off her, and she was still wearing a boiler suit at the end of it. Oh dear, what a lovely picture you paint. And then in the end, I was so bored. I went to a bookshop and I said, "Have you got that book by Rees Mogg on immigration?" And the bookseller said, "Bugger off, get out, and stay out." I said, "Yes, that's the book." I think we're at cross-border purposes. They threw me out. Anyway, I think we're going to have to go now because I've heard a little rumor that a cement lorry has collided with a prison van, and the police are in the area. Yes, let's have it. Well, they're looking for hardened criminals. Oh, why did I ask? We are going, folks.